Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Perkins, a board-certified OBGYN, and today we're talking about, can PCOS get worse after pregnancy? Now, we'll dive into this topic. I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you're dealing with PCOS and you're probably pregnant as well, and you're wondering, well, what will happen to me and my body and this condition after pregnancy? And so we're going to talk about that today. In addition to that, we will touch on PCOS and what it is. We will talk about the factors that may make PCOS worse for you. And we'll talk about what if you were diagnosed with PCOS after pregnancy. All right, so let's break this topic apart here. And let's start with PCOS. What is it? It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a very common hormonal issue that presents in the reproductive years. It affects 1 in 10 females, which means it affects a lot of us. And so if you are in this category, it is completely okay. But know that symptoms can absolutely get worse after pregnancy. But there are ways that we can slow down or reduce the likelihood of this happening. Now, if you are just like, I'd love to know more about PCOS, you can check out my blog where we talk much more about this in depth. And so that is located at the link in the description of this video. So go ahead and check that out. But we're going to talk now about the risk factors, like why or what things make PCOS much worse for me after pregnancy. Some people may notice that their hormones may actually improve and stabilize in pregnancy. And for those people, that is wonderful. For others, these hormonal changes and the consequences of them may worsen. And so if you fall into that category, this may roll over into your postpartum period, which in general, the postpartum period is typically considered to be 6 weeks after you've delivered your baby. But we know in the research and medical community that postpartum changes really last up to even 2 years after you deliver your baby. And so during that time frame, PCOS symptoms may worsen and the condition itself may worsen for you as well. And here are some of the reasons why. Pregnancy may cause weight gain. Those with PCOS may have trouble losing weight and may find that it's quite easy to gain weight as well. Together, both of these conditions may cause your symptoms to be worse postpartum and even after you've cleared the postpartum period. Now, if you've gained excessive weight in pregnancy, some of that weight may linger in the postpartum period as well. If you had insulin resistance in pregnancy or even before pregnancy, you may find it to be a challenge getting your glucose levels where they should be postpartum as well. And the reason for this is insulin resistance doesn't necessarily clear in and of itself. We need to be focused and be diligent with our lifestyle and our workings to help our bodies actually become more balanced and your insulin levels to be normalized. Now, it's important for us to put a little pin here to say that to be less insulin resistant doesn't necessarily mean that your insulin levels are really high and we're trying to bring those down by the lab. It means that we are monitoring our system or symptoms, how we feel, and how our body responds to the things that we're doing in our lifestyle. This gives us an idea of how much insulin resistance we have. And so let me break that down just a little bit more for you here. If you are eating a balanced diet but noticing that you're gaining a lot of weight, then it means that you're probably insulin resistant. If you are restricting your diet and you're doing so much to help be in a more balanced state, but you're not losing any weight or you're still gaining weight, then this may mean that you're insulin resistant. 70% of those with PCOS have an insulin resistant type of PCOS. And so it is important that we target the way you become balanced directly on reducing insulin resistance. Stress and sleep deprivation may also worsen PCOS symptoms. This is almost a given in the postpartum state, right? Who is more sleep deprived than the person with a newborn child? It is like across the board. But in and of itself, this may lead to your PCOS symptoms worsening. And so the way to try to combat this may mean incorporating your loved ones in your lifestyle much more than you may. Get the help that you need. Have your partners participate in the changing of the baby and feeding baby and going to your doctor's visits, all the things that make up your world when you're in a postpartum state. Having high stress levels may also worsen your PCOS symptoms. Being stressed isn't something that we just feel. Being stressed means that we have an increase in cortisol levels in our system. This is a hormone, and this can cause more hormonal imbalances that will worsen your PCOS as well. Breastfeeding may impact your hormones quite significantly. For some, breastfeeding may stabilize your hormones as you're not ovulating more than likely. And so with this, your hormones are not in flux. They're not trying to work to ovulate because you're breastfeeding. And so this is good for some. However, at the end of breastfeeding, some may notice that their hormones start going crazy almost overnight. And so with that, your PCOS symptoms may return with a vengeance. And so if you are in this postpartum state and you're just like, well, Dr. P, how can I possibly make things better for myself, make my body better, create balance with my hormones? There are several things that you can do to help yourself. The first is to make sure that you're supporting your body with the appropriate nutrients that it needs. That means macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats. It also means micronutrients such as vitamins A, D, E, K, copper, and zinc, calcium, and iron. These are all very important to support your body, especially in the postpartum state when you have PCOS. It also means that you're exercising regularly. It means that you're hydrating your system and your body and your cells well. It means that you are incorporating strategies to help to reduce your stress. Meaning join a support group, talk to your family and friends. It means participating in yoga or meditation, different things to help your body relax. It means trying to prioritize sleep and trying to get 5 to 7, I'm going to say you're postpartum, so we're going to aim for 5 to 7 hours of sleep per night if you can. In general, creating this balance will allow you to feel better and reduce those symptoms of PCOS, especially when they tend to worsen post-pregnancy. If this video has been helpful for you, listen, I would like to offer you a little bit more today. I'd like to offer you a free quiz that will help you explore your lifestyle, your activities, and to see if there's anything in particular that you may be doing to worsen your hormonal symptoms. The link to that quiz is right below in the description to this video. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for learning together. And if you have questions, go ahead and drop them below, or maybe you'll have a comment that you'd like to share with the community. I encourage you to do so. Thanks again for being here. I'm Dr. Perkins, a board-certified OBGYN, and it's my pleasure to talk with you.